Chosen one, big good news is coming. God decided. When God decides something, no force in heaven or on earth can reverse it. And in this moment, the decision has already been made. The seal has already been placed. You didn't beg for it, you didn't manipulate your way into it, and you didn't have to chase it down. It's coming to you because God said so. This is not the kind of news that slips through cracks or fades quietly in the background. This is the kind that roars through silence, shakes atmospheres, and shifts destinies. It will interrupt the ordinary, break the routine, and establish something brand new, something final, something unstoppable. Big good news is heading straight toward you, and nothing can block it. The angels have moved, the energy has shifted, the divine timing has locked in. Get ready. Not with anxiety, but with certainty. The one who holds the whole world in his hands is releasing something custom designed just for you. Watch this video until the very end, because every word is a signal to the universe that you are ready. Every moment you spend here is a declaration of alignment. And in the comments, write your warmest wishes and write Amen along with the number 99. Let the energy move. Let your desires dance with the wind of divine timing. This is not just a comment section. This is a gateway for what you've imagined to become real. Wishes are no longer floating ideas. They're taking form right now. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. The news that's coming won't just make you smile. It will stop you in your tracks. It's the kind of announcement that changes your posture, the kind of phone call that makes you sit down, the kind of message that makes your heart skip. It's not small, it's not simple, and it's not average. It's overwhelming in the best way. God didn't decide on something minor. He decided on a move that will turn your life into evidence. People will look at you and say, "What just happened?" And you'll have no other explanation but this: God decided. That's it. No long story, no back and forth. Just a divine decision that hit your life like a wave of power. There's been a quiet buildup happening. Maybe you felt it. Those moments where your spirit stirred for no reason, where your heart felt hopeful even though your eyes saw nothing. That wasn't wishful thinking. That was confirmation in disguise. God has been working while you've been walking. He's been organizing while you've been surviving. And now, the organization is complete. The timing is now. The announcement is near. That tug in your chest, that subtle sense of something's coming. It wasn't your imagination. It was your spirit detecting the divine decision. This is not just a random good thing. It's strategic. God doesn't operate with coincidence. He operates with purpose. This good news is part of something larger, something layered, something intentional. You're not just about to receive a miracle. You're about to be repositioned. The good news will trigger doors. It will activate rooms. It will ignite conversations that wouldn't have happened without it. And once the first wave hits, you'll see a ripple. One confirmation will bring another. One message will unlock another. And before you know it, you'll be standing in a reality that looks nothing like the pressure you just survived. What's coming to you has your name on it. It's not generic. It's not transferable. It's not available to the highest bidder. God handcrafted this news for your journey, your timing, your legacy. It won't land in someone else's hands. It won't accidentally skip you. It knows where you are. It knows what you've been through. It knows how long you've waited. It knows the prayers you whispered in silence, the nights you cried and still chose to believe. And now, it's showing up. Not as a maybe, not as a we'll see, but as a yes from heaven itself. There were moments you thought you were forgotten. Times when the silence from above felt louder than any answer. But here's what you didn't see. that silence, there was movement. In that stillness, there was preparation. And now, the preparation is finished. The green light has been given. This news is not arriving late. It's arriving at the perfect time. And when it lands, you'll understand why the wait was necessary. You'll see how every delay was actually divine protection. You'll understand how being kept out of rooms was actually God keeping you ready for something greater. The world will see the change in you before they even know what happened. They'll sense the difference in your voice, your stride, your presence. Because big good news doesn't just update your life, it upgrades your soul. You will walk different, talk different, think different. The news will rewrite your atmosphere. You'll carry a new frequency, a new authority, a new confirmation. It's not just a financial shift, not just an opportunity. It's a revelation. God is revealing something about you through this moment. Something rare, something chosen, something undeniable. Get ready for divine interruptions. Emails you didn't expect. Calls that change everything. Invitations into spaces you used to only imagine. The good news won't wait for the perfect time. It will make the time perfect. It will override the limitations. It will bypass the rules. God's favor doesn't check with systems before it moves. It just moves. And when it moves, everything around it has to respond. The room changes. The people shift. The doors open. And all of it begins with one decision. And that decision has already been made. There will be evidence, not just inner peace, not just quiet signs, but visible, tangible, undeniable evidence. You'll hold it. You'll walk in it. You'll see the shift with your own eyes. You'll live in what you once prayed for. You'll touch what you once believed in. And it will be sweeter because of the weight. The weight of it won't crush you. It'll crown you. This news won't just visit you. It will settle in your life, build a home in your story, and echo through every part of your journey from this moment on. God didn't decide this based on what others think about you. He didn't consult your past. He didn't check your qualifications. He looked at your heart. He saw your resilience. He watched you walk through valleys without losing your fire. He saw how you kept showing up, tired, tested, and sometimes torn, but still standing. That's why this news is so massive. Because it's not a reward for perfection. It's a reward for alignment. You aligned with the divine timing, and now it's your time. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to prove anything. This good news isn't earned. It's ordained. You don't need to manipulate the moment. Just stay open. Stay positioned. The announcement will come when you least expect it, and it will carry more weight than you imagined. Your name will be called in rooms where you haven't even stepped yet. Decisions will be made on your behalf. Support will rise up where none existed before. Provision will appear where there was once only pressure. This is the moment you realize God didn't forget. He was just preparing the kind of news that wouldn't just bless you, but transform you. That's why it's big. That's why it took time. Because it had to be designed in a way that matched your future, not your past. It had to be shaped around what's next for you. And now that it's ready, so are you. And when it comes, you'll know. You won't have to question it. You won't have to ask for signs. The news will hit different. It will come with peace. It will come with power. It will come with timing that only God could orchestrate. And in that moment, everything will make sense. Every closed door, every long night, every silent prayer. All of it will lead to one divine announcement. Big good news is here. God decided. You weren't being overlooked. You were being preserved. Held back, not because you were forgotten, but because what's coming had to be greater than what you could reach on your own. If it was left to human hands, it would have been limited. But because it was decided by God, it will be limitless. This isn't a coincidence unfolding. This is a divine unveiling. The moment you step into it, Everything that once confused you will suddenly make perfect sense. Every no from your past will reveal itself as a redirection into something so much better. There are certain seasons where heaven speaks louder. This is one of those seasons. The signs are louder, the air feels heavier with anticipation, the atmosphere carries more than just oxygen. It's charged with confirmation. It's like walking into a room right before a major announcement. You feel the buzz before the words are even spoken. And that's exactly what's happening around you right now. The wind knows, the timing knows. Creation itself is aligning with what God decided for you. There's no competition for what's yours. No one can outspeak what God already settled. They can try to rush ahead, they can try to imitate, they can try to block, but they cannot override. This is not a blessing handed out by man. This is a heavenly verdict, a spiritual appointment, a divine yes that cannot be undone. When God says, "Big good news is coming," He means it. And when He decides the time is now, then now it is. The landscape of your life is about to shift. You've been walking in a desert, but now water is rushing. You've been surviving in silence, but now voices are rising in your favor. Your name is entering rooms you've never walked into. Your efforts are echoing in places your feet haven't even touched. The harvest is rising, not because you forced it, but because you remained faithful when it looked like nothing would grow. Sometimes big news comes softly. It arrives like a whisper, but with the force of a trumpet. It slips into your life in a moment that feels ordinary, and then suddenly, everything flips. This shift won't need your approval. It's already been authorized. You don't need to be ready by your standards. You are ready by God's declaration. You've been prepared for this long before you even knew what this was. Think back. How many times did you almost give up? How many moments did you feel like nothing was changing, yet you stayed? That staying power was your agreement with the divine decision. Every time you stayed, every time you believed even when it hurt, you were aligning yourself with what God had already said yes to. And now, the yes is being delivered. There's a spiritual delivery in motion. It's not late, it's not lost, and it's not being reconsidered. It's moving. The confirmation will be in your hands. You won't just hear about it. You'll touch it, see it, live inside of it. And when it comes, it won't trickle in. It'll pour. It'll arrive with force. You'll know without a doubt, this isn't luck. This isn't timing. This is God. This is what He promised you before you even knew how to ask. You may not see it on the outside yet, but the shift has already happened internally. That's why you've been feeling different. That's why your spirit's been restless. That's why your thoughts have been expanding. You're no longer trying to fit into the old mold, because something new is being delivered. The discomfort you felt wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Your old reality couldn't hold what's coming next. That's why it had to break. What God is releasing over you doesn't require permission from others. It doesn't need explanation. It doesn't need validation. It will speak for itself. When the big good news lands, it'll carry so much clarity, you won't have to prove anything to anyone. The news will answer the questions. The announcement will silence the noise. The manifestation will make every waiting season worth it. You're entering a reality where everything starts responding to what God decided, not what others expected. The systems around you will shift. People will change their tone. The opportunities that once ignored you will begin to reach out. It's not because you've changed. It's because the atmosphere has changed. You're carrying a divine echo now, the kind that makes everything else rearrange itself in response. This is not about chasing validation. It's about walking in confirmation. God already decided, and now your environment is catching up. The resources will show up. The people will align. The timing will synchronize. You won't have to force a single thing. You'll simply step into what was already prepared. When the message arrives, that call, that text, that email, that face-to-face moment, Your spirit will know. It won't be hype. It'll be holy. You'll feel the weight of it. Not a heavy burden, but a sacred awareness. You'll know that everything is different now. You'll feel it in your bones. And you'll never forget where you were when the confirmation came. It will become a before and after moment in your life. Sometimes God allows the silence to make the announcement louder. That's why it felt quiet lately. Not because nothing was happening, but because the big news needed a clear runway. Now, the silence is breaking. The sound is coming. And when it arrives, it will shake everything. The kind of news that redefines the season. The kind that makes you stop, look up and say, that could only be God. There are things happening on your behalf right now that would make your heart leap if you could see them. Plans being finalized, decisions being made, doors being opened. The good news is not in preparation, it's in transit. You've already entered the window where it arrives. The countdown is no longer theoretical, it's spiritual. You're being positioned to receive the very thing you once thought was too good to be true. You've been faithful, you've been consistent, you've held on. And now, heaven is responding with force. The floodgates are trembling, the gates are lifting. The announcement is almost here. You don't need more proof. You need to remain present. Because what's about to hit your life won't need a spotlight. It will shine on its own. God's light will surround it. When it lands, you won't be surprised. You'll be grateful. You'll understand why it had to take time. You'll see why you weren't supposed to move too soon. You'll realize why certain people couldn't go with you into this next chapter. Because this moment was always personal. It was always about your path. And now the path is clear. This is not just a win, it's a witness. It's a statement from God. That He saw you, that He marked you, that He chose you, and that the decision was never based on man's opinion, but on heaven's intention. You'll soon be standing in rooms where all you can do is smile. Not because you fought your way in, but because God cleared the way for you. You'll hear the news, you'll feel the shift, and you'll remember this moment, this message, this confirmation. God decided. And now, big good news is coming. The announcement hasn't just been released. It's been wrapped in glory. That's why you feel it before you see it. That's why something in you keeps whispering, get ready. Your soul recognizes what your eyes haven't yet confirmed. Because spiritual timing doesn't wait for physical proof. When God speaks something into motion, the spirit detects it long before the mind understands. And right now, your spirit knows. Something enormous is on its way. You may have noticed the silence around certain people lately. That's not rejection. That's redirection. When big good news is approaching, God often reduces the noise around you so you can feel the movement clearly. Some doors have closed, not to punish you, but to protect your peace. Because where you're going, confusion can't follow. Distractions can't be carried forward. There's no room for doubt when the news is this massive. The magnitude of what's arriving required a quieter atmosphere. And now that the space has been cleared, the divine is ready to land. It's not just that something good is coming. It's that something final is being fulfilled. This is the news that ends a chapter. This is the announcement that resolves cycles. The moment that silences all the voices that said it couldn't happen. It will answer every prayer you couldn't even put into words. God knows what you need before you can form the request. And this time, He went beyond your request. He responded to your destiny. You didn't just hold on, you grew. You didn't just wait, you expanded. And because you stayed rooted during the drought, you're now eligible for the flood. God doesn't just reward patience, He rewards purpose. And your willingness to walk without visible proof has positioned you for something others will have no words for. The news won't be explainable. It'll be undeniable. People won't know how it happened. They'll just know it did. and all they'll see is the evidence of a decision that came from above. The miracle isn't just the news, it's what the news unlocks. This is a gateway. Once the message arrives, it will open realms of favor. Doors that were sealed shut will swing open. Delays will vanish. Closed accounts will be revisited. Missed opportunities will return, this time multiplied. And everything will trace back to one moment, one divine conclusion. God decided. You've been tested in silence, refined in quiet places, molded in moments that no one else could see. And now, that hidden refinement is becoming visible reward. Your life is about to reflect the fire you survived, not just emotionally, tangibly, financially, relationally, spiritually. This is not abstract change. It's full, complete transformation. And it starts with this announcement. This release. This movement of God's hand across the landscape of your life. Your name is carrying weight in rooms you haven't entered. Decisions are being made in your favor. Things are shifting without your presence, because your presence is already being prepared. God's ahead of you. You're not chasing a dream. You're walking into a divine setup. And this time, you won't be waiting at the door. The door will be opened wide before you even arrive. There's no delay on this one. No detour. No confusion. The clarity is sharp. The path is lit. The moment is charged. God doesn't hesitate when it's time. And it is time. The calendar shifted, not just in the natural, but in the spiritual. A new period has begun, one marked by manifestation, one defined by fulfilled words. What was once declared over you is now becoming visible through you, and it will come quickly. It will happen suddenly. One moment, it'll be ordinary, and the next, your entire reality will be different. One email, one phone call, one unexpected conversation, one divine interruption. That's all it takes for heaven to break into your life, and the moment is closer than you think. The atmosphere around you is no longer preparing. It's welcoming. The signs are not just spiritual anymore. They're physical. Small things are aligning. Coincidences are increasing. The sense of urgency is rising. That's the countdown in motion. That's the divine revealing itself through the details. You're being surrounded by the scent of breakthrough. Even your enemies will be silent in this season. There will be nothing they can say. The news will be too big. The evidence will be too obvious. They won't be able to deny it, dismiss it, or explain it away. God is doing it in such a way that it won't just bless you. It'll humble those who doubted you. It won't be for revenge. It'll be for revelation. Or the truth will rise, and all will witness what God always intended for you. There are blessings that belong to you by divine assignment, and this is one of them. You didn't ask for this out of pride. You longed for it in surrender. That's what makes this different. Your heart was aligned. Your intentions were pure. You weren't chasing status. You were holding on to purpose. And God saw that. He always sees that. And now, He's honoring that. The pain you felt wasn't wasted. The nights you couldn't sleep were counted. The tears you cried were seen. The hours you spent in silence, still believing, still showing up. That was all fuel. That was all preparation. And now, the time has come. Not because you've done everything perfectly, but because God decided. And His decision overrides everything else. Your story is about to change suddenly. This is the part where the struggle breaks, where the frustration flips, where the silence shatters, and where the breakthrough announces itself without apology. This isn't a subtle update. This is a full reset, a holy release, an undeniable moment in the timeline of your life. The noise of the world will fade when this news arrives. You won't need to shout. The news will speak for you. You won't need to prove. The outcome will confirm. You won't need to rush. Everything will come to you with divine precision. No pressure, no panic, just presence, just peace, just power. That's what happens when the news comes straight from God. You've waited long enough. You've trusted through storms. You've walked through uncertainty with a steady heart. And now, it's time. Time to receive. Time to celebrate. Time to witness what happens when God decides that enough is enough. And it's your turn to rise. The door is open now. You may not hear it creaking. You may not see it swinging. But in the spirit, it's wide open. It was sealed for a time, hidden from view, tucked away behind layers of spiritual protection. But now, that door is no longer guarded by delay. The lock has been removed. The timing has caught up with the promise. And the announcement is walking through that open door with a presence you can't ignore. This moment doesn't feel like every other day. And that's because it isn't. Something shifted. Something sacred broke loose. And what was once paused is now moving towards you like a river released from a dam. God didn't forget you. He was framing you, setting up the shot of your story in such a way that when the news finally breaks, it's not just a plot twist. It's the whole narrative rewritten. You've been cast in the role of the overcomer, not because of what you did to earn it, but because God authored the script this way from the beginning. And now, the scene is changing. What was hidden in the background is about to become the highlight. Your season of silence was never abandonment. It was production. Heaven was preparing the masterpiece. The news that's coming isn't the end. It's the beginning of something greater. But it had to come first. It had to announce the shift. Before you step into the fullness of the new land, the message has to hit. That's how God moves. He sends a word before he sends a wave. And this word is loud. This announcement is heavy. This signal is loaded with fulfillment. It carries instructions. It carries direction. It carries favor. The weight of what's coming is divine, and you were born to carry it. Some will try to figure out how it happened for you. Some will wonder why it was you. They won't understand the cost you paid in silence. They weren't there for the battles you fought behind closed doors. They didn't see the nights you questioned everything but still whispered, God, I trust you. They didn't watch you lose things you loved, but still lift your hands in surrender. They don't know the full depth of what you gave up just to remain faithful. But God knows. And now, God responds. This good news doesn't just confirm your future. It cleanses your past. It rewrites what others thought about you. It silences assumptions. It removes labels. It breaks off what was spoken over you in ignorance or fear. When this message comes, it comes with a clean slate, a divine reset. And what follows is not just restoration, it's resurrection. Dead dreams, buried callings, forgotten hopes, they're all rising again. This announcement carries breath, and what it breathes on must live. Every place in your life where you once heard no will now echo with a divine yes. That's what this news does. It flips the verdict. It overrides the rejection. It wipes out the doubt, and it places your feet on a path so sure, so certain, that nothing can shake it. Even you, in your moments of fear or uncertainty, will be unable to deny it. This isn't your imagination. This isn't hype. This is holy. You'll look back on these past weeks, months, even years, and realize that what felt like stagnation was actually acceleration. God was building behind the scenes. Every delay was a layer. Every detour was a redirection. Every tear you cried was water for the seed. And now the seed has become a tree. Not a fragile one, but one rooted in power. Rooted in purpose. Rooted in a yes that came straight from God's throne. You may be standing in the same place physically, but spiritually, you've already moved. The vibration has changed. The access has widened. The environment may look unchanged, But the energy is different now. You've stepped into alignment, and alignment attracts announcement. This is why you've been feeling something you can't explain. This is why your sleep has shifted. Your awareness has sharpened. You're not being paranoid. You're picking up signals from heaven. Because when the announcement is this big, heaven sends signs before it hits. Sudden moments of peace, random flashes of confidence, songs playing at just the right moment, numbers repeating, conversations aligning with your thoughts. These aren't coincidences. These are confirmations. You're living in the echo of a decision that's already been made. You're walking in the shadow of a blessing that's about to step fully into the light. And when it does, you'll feel it in your bones. You'll know you're not alone. You'll recognize that this moment was crafted with care, tailored for your journey, not borrowed from someone else's story, not mimicked from a trend. This was written for you. The people who need to know will find out. The places you're supposed to be will open. The provisions that were held back will release. The timing that once felt off will become perfect. God never sends good news without preparing you to receive it. That's why your heart's been stretched. That's why your mind's been cleared. You've been subconsciously preparing for this. You've been making space in your soul. And now that the room is ready, the delivery has been dispatched. It's on its way. It's moving. It's tracking closer with every passing hour. Some news comes in whispers. This one comes with thunder. Some blessings come quietly. This one comes with divine spotlight. It's not because you need attention. It's because the world needs to witness the reality of what God can do. Through you, with you, around you. That's what this is. A divine display. Not to inflate your ego, but to exalt God's name. This moment will be remembered. You'll mark the day. You'll tell the story. You'll reflect on it again and again, not because of what you did, but because of what God did. It'll become one of those turning points. A day you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. Not gradually, not eventually, instantly. A shift, a snap, a divine pivot into the next dimension of your life. What's coming to you was not given to anyone else. That's why you couldn't find answers in other people's timelines. That's why your journey didn't match theirs. Because this wasn't a group announcement. This was personal, intimate, chosen. The kind of good news that doesn't go through channels. It comes straight from the source. And now, that source is speaking loudly over your life. Heaven is not just watching, it's participating. The release is active, the air is moving, the spirit is awake, and every part of creation is aligning with the will of God concerning you. This is more than breakthrough, it's destiny on display. And you're about to walk straight into it. Everything you've walked through has led to this juncture. The silence, the setbacks, the moments where you questioned your own reflection. Every delay, every detour, every tear was not wasted. They were investments in the arrival of something extraordinary. And now, the spiritual return on that investment is bursting forth. What was buried is breaking ground. What was invisible is about to become impossible to ignore. This is that rare moment in your story when everything you've carried internally begins to reflect externally. Big good news doesn't come softly when it's been long awaited. It doesn't sneak in the back door. It shows up with the weight of promise and the authority of heaven. It enters with impact. It makes its presence known. And in your case, it's not just bringing joy. It's bringing closure. Closure for every unfinished season. Closure for every cycle that wore you down. Closure for the spiritual battles you won silently. God is not just blessing you. He's completing something that has long been in motion. You've been feeling the shift. And that's no accident. There's been a rise in your awareness. A clarity you couldn't manufacture. A calm that defies logic. These are not random. These are signals that the realm around you has adjusted to accommodate the decision that God made. You're not waiting for permission anymore. You're walking in fulfillment. The very space you occupy is being repurposed by the divine to match what's about to unfold. You may notice people suddenly treating you differently, more carefully, more respectfully. That's because they sense the weight on your life now. They may not have language for it, but the spiritual realm has shifted your frequency. You're carrying presence. You're glowing with divine assignment. And even those who once overlooked you are now being drawn to what they once dismissed. This is the aftermath of decision. When God decides, the environment must adapt. There's a power moving through your timeline, a divine wind rearranging things. And this isn't a future event. This is now. The alignment isn't approaching. It has already begun. You'll start noticing unusual ease in places that once resisted you. Conversations that once seemed impossible will now unfold effortlessly. Things that were stuck for months will suddenly start moving without your effort. The divine has entered the timeline, and nothing will remain the same. This is not a temporary breakthrough. It's not a short-term high. It's an eternal mark, a shift that changes your trajectory forever.